Hi, everybody. Welcome to my Healthy Habits Mindset series. I am Dr. Kristen Lloyd with Bariatric Mindset. I am the best-selling author of Bariatric Mindset Success, which is available on Amazon. And I focus on helping people with the mindset and emotional aspect of life after weight loss surgery. And let's just dig right in with the Healthy Habits series. The first topic I'm going to bring to you today is, who were you before you had weight loss surgery? And what were your habits, your patterns, your lifestyle, your behaviors? And I want to address this because life after weight loss surgery is not a quick fix. And I know many of you already know that. It is a tool. And in order to get the most out of your tool, you need to know how to work your tool. And in all of the things that I'm going to discuss, I'm going to go past nutrition, far past nutrition. And nutrition is a foundational support. It's very important, but I'm the person that will never talk to you about food. The food piece is important, and there are people who will talk to you about the food, but that is not me. I'm going to talk to you about the mental and emotional side of weight loss surgery. And a lot of what people struggle with after weight loss surgery has a lot to do with a fight within, a fight with themselves. And you're going to hear me say that over and over in different contexts. So things that people struggle with most is overwhelm, or the amount of tasks that are required to change behaviors. So cooking for themselves versus picking up, learning how to pick up foods wisely if you are ordering out or doing a takeout order, and slowing down when you eat. Mindful eating is very important. Many individuals before weight loss surgery tend to shovel food or get food in very quickly. And there is an emotional eating component to this. There can be this tendency to get the food in as fast as we can because there is an emotional need that needs to be met. And so that's something that you want to slow down and think about. One of the first tips that I want to talk about today is awareness of yourself, awareness of your behaviors, and awareness of your relationship with food. And although there are likely many pre-op nutrition classes that you've gone through and pre-op classes that that may have addressed mindful eating, what to eat, how to eat, a lot of times I find that people aren't as in tune with why these things are important, or the emotional connection that they have to food. And so many people know that they need to change what they're eating, but they may not realize how attached they are to certain foods. So one of the things I would ask you to do today is to start to look at, what are the foods that you feel most attached to, and what are the foods that you might focus on giving up. And a lot of times people have this focus on, oh, I don't know if I want to give this up. And that can be something that people fear, right? So there's this whole fear of missing out. Am I ever going to be able to eat X again? Am I ever going to be able to eat Y again? Whatever the food is. And the answer is, you can verify most any food out there. And again, that's not my focus. My focus is, what is the attachment that you have to that specific food? What's going on in your mind or in your emotional body that is so connected to that thing that you fear not ever having it again? And again, there are alternatives. There are many alternatives out there, that you can get your needs met, that you can be satiated, that you can get pleasure from food. But it's really important that you drill down a little bit more on the fear. And when you have the focus on, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if I'll ever have this again, that's the thing from a psychological standpoint that you want all the more. And so we're going to be focusing on the behavior change portion, because this is the piece that is minimized, or that people don't realize until after they've had surgery and they say, oh my gosh, I wish I knew this. I wish that I really focused on this. I really wish I'd paid attention. And so now we know that this is an important part of the process, and that awareness is the mother of change. Awareness about your connectedness, awareness of your fears, awareness of fear of missing out, awareness of what you truly desire can really be pivotal in you creating lasting lifestyle change and a body that you love, foods that you love, and a new healthy relationship with food. So I love to give people journaling prompts. Not everybody is a journaler, but I would offer a couple suggestions. And that is day in and day out that you practice awareness of your behaviors with food. Now, you may be pre-op, you may be newly post-op, and in the soft food phases or the liquid phases, or you may be somebody who's many years out. And this is something that you can use wherever you are in your journey, that you look at what are my habits? What are my patterns? What is my lifestyle with food? What are the things that I gravitate towards? What are the things that I'm afraid of missing out on? And how does that connect to my relationship with food as a whole? Or how does that connect to my emotional needs? If I don't have that, how does that make me feel? Now, we all seek pleasure from food, and food can be pleasurable. We also want to remember that food isn't the only pleasure in life. And if it's something that has become our singular pleasure in life, then that's something to also work deeper on, because there are many other things that we can derive pleasure from in addition to food. And if food is our only pleasure, that usually for me as a practitioner is a red flag that there's some other issues going on. So I ask that you build upon this with awareness and look at, what is my relationship with food? What are the foods that I fear losing? What are the bariatric friendly alternatives? And what do I know, but maybe minimize, that I also need to implement? And more specifically, when it comes to mindful eating, we've all been to so many mindful eating courses where mindful eating, oh yeah, I've got to be mindful. Okay, yeah, I've got to sit down, I've got to be mindful. And when we are not mindful, there's a whole lot more activity of hand to mouth. We can't seem to get it in fast enough. And we're not paying attention to our interaction with food. And when we are more mindful, we can pay attention to that. And it could be that some of this stuff is uncomfortable. And that's something important that we would need to address. But if we're avoiding it, then we're not really implementing the things that we need to really grow us leaps and bounds. So when it comes to mindful eating and slowing down, it's important because that's your relationship with food. And this is why I'm sure in any program that you've gone to, that they have asked you or taught you to sit down with your food, that they have taught you to not stand up and eat, to not eat in front of the television. And all of these things are for good reason, because when you're distracted, you tend to eat more. When you're not connected to your food, you aren't present with the pleasure that you're experiencing. And so when there is a bypass of that pleasure, then you go looking for something else. You go looking for a second helping, or you go looking for something else to mentally or emotionally satiate you because you weren't present with that meal. So the beginning steps of all of this is awareness. Awareness is always the mother of change. Being aware of your behaviors with food, being aware of how the unfolding happens step by step, being aware of what foods you're afraid to miss out on, and what foods can be replaced with healthy alternatives. And again, while the food piece is not my forte, I am going to teach you about how the emotional needs and your emotional needs surrounding food might need a little bit of change, might need a little bit of alteration, so that you can heal this push-pull, this friction with food for the long term, because this is a tool and we've got to learn how to use it more effectively. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Practicing awareness, maybe even writing things down, can be very quick. You can also share things in a phone voice recorder for yourself to keep track, and to practice the awareness of your relationship with food and what foods you might be afraid to miss out on, and what your relationship is with those foods, um, to get a little more insight on what's coming up for you. So I will see you on the next video. Again, I'm Dr. Kristen Lloyd with Bariatric Mindset, and I will see you all soon. Bye.